Gig Harbor has over 30 specific neighborhoods, but when you're looking to move to an area, you're not usually looking for a specific neighborhood, but you're looking for an area.
So we're gonna bundle those. Have you ever got like a Christmas package where a lot of things are shoved into it and you're just like, oh, what's in that box? And you open it up and there's a whole bunch of things. And you're like, man, I thought I had 8 presents and it turns into over 30. That's what we're doing for you today. There are 8 areas that we're gonna highlight that if you really unwrap them, there's probably over 30 neighborhoods in them. That sometimes is the better way to figure out where you wanna move if you are considering moving to Gig Harbor.
We're Joe and Charity. We are local realtors here, and we help people every week, just like you, who are thinking about moving to Gig Harbor and all the surrounding areas. So keep watching. You're going to want to know everything there is to know about these Gig Harbor areas.
And we're going to start with the Maplewood area as our starting point.
The Maplewood area is just northeast of downtown, and as you look at this map, it'll help you get your bearings. And this area is right along Colville's Passage, and it is known for its beautiful wooded lots, like most of Gig Harbor is. But this in particular is quite wooded and also has amazing views of the water.
Now, so in this area, it is primarily residential, which is fantastic. So you're not going to have a lot of amenities, but what you can have is a lot of homes and houses. Some of those homes are going to have water views. Some of them are going to be underwater. Some of them have peekaboo views. And some of them are going to be just gorgeously treed, as most things are in Gig Harbor.
One of the things that you are truly going to enjoy in this area is your access to outdoor activities. So you've got a great beach there called Sunrise Beach. You also have a little lake in the area called Crescent Lake. So you'll have quick access to those, as well as trails and access to the water at different points. So this is really an ideal location.
Like we mentioned, there's not a lot of amenities in this area because it's primarily residential. However, you are very convenient to downtown area as well as Gig Harbor North. And the Gig Harbor North is where you're going to find Costco and Target and all of those kind of big box things that, if you're like me, you actually use quite a bit. Mainly Costco, another shout out.
Of course, being close to downtown is going to give you easy access to all those wonderful restaurants that we enjoy, the shops, the waterfront, and this is the area also where a lot of the events happen throughout the year.
Some of the home styles that you're going to find in this area are going to be mid-century modern or modern homes, depending. And also you're going to find the price ranges somewhere between $700,000 and plus up into the millions. And we could go plus into the millions, depending if you're going to be on the waterfront with a very large home on a very large lot.
In fact, there's one for sale right now that's $12.8 million.
And if you're interested, please let me know.
This is a typical house that you can find in the area. It sold this last year for a little over $2.6 million. It's a pretty large house, almost 5,000 square feet on almost an acre, newer construction home. It was 3 bedroom, 3.25 bath, and beautiful.
Yeah, what I love about this home is the views of the water and Mount Rainier, because you can never get bored looking at those, especially when the sun's out, Mount Rainier's out. It's like, oh, this is heaven. So if you just want to get away from everybody and hide away, this is the perfect house for you. Matter of fact, I looked at this when it came to market thinking, Yahtzee, that's a great home.
And I think you could hide away from everybody in your house because it's 5,000 square feet.
Yeah, even if you had friends over, you could still hide away from them. That's the great luxury.
There's a theme with this house.
There's a theme with this house.
But we love it. And besides the wonderful views, you have just amazing spaces. All of them are quite large because you have enough room to make each of them large. And the people who bought this house, I'm sure, are living large.
Living large, rightly so. So, but if you're thinking to yourself, you know, is there anything a little bit more convenient to all the things that are happening in life? Maybe a little bit more buzz going on, not quite so quiet. Well, not that you're going to get really crazy in Gig Harbor, but nonetheless, this next area in Gig Harbor North will feature some of those characteristics.
Gig Harbor North is one of the fastest growing areas of Gig Harbor, so there's a lot of new construction there. Most of the options you're going to have in this area are homes that have been built since around 2000 and still being constructed. You've got sidewalks, you've got smaller lots because that's what usually comes with the newer construction with the planned communities, and you also have super easy access to everything, as you were mentioning.
Now, what's convenient about this location is if you have a really busy work week and you're just thinking to yourself, I don't want to be running around and wasting an entire weekend just trying to get my basic chores and amenities taken care of, well, this is convenient for you because Costco is right there. You have Target, you have your grocery stores, you also have the YMCA in case you want to do a little swimming, not in the salt water because you're afraid of getting eaten by a large shark or orca. All those things are reasonable decision-making grids. So the amenities definitely got you covered for a potentially busy lifestyle.
Yeah, this is one of the most amenity-rich areas
It is.
of Gig Harbor. Not that Gig Harbor is super large and you can't get to these things, but sometimes it's really important to be right there. In fact, we have some clients that were looking specifically to be within 5 or 10 minutes of the YMCA, and so they were looking in this neighborhood particularly.
Yeah, it worked well for them.
One of the reasons why people move to Gig Harbor is because of all the outdoor amenities, and each area we're mentioning is going to have some. This one in particular is really close to the Cushman Trail, so you've got miles and miles of trail for walking, biking, jogging, rollerblading, whatever you do. And then Semel Homestead Park is really close, and there you've got ball fields and all the activities that people like to do when it's a sunny day and sometimes a rainy day here. So you've got plenty of outdoor activities.
Now, along with all of those big box shopping stores, you're also going to have some nice little restaurants for you and some big box restaurants as well. So if that's important to you for a fast bite to eat, you'll have your options.
So let's jump into home prices. We already mentioned that most of the homes in this area are newer. In this area, you're going to find about $700,000 to $1.3 million, with a little bit of variation on that. And of course, the smaller the house, the smaller the price tag, and the bigger the house, the bigger the price tag. So let's give you an example of a home that's sold here in the last year. This one sold for $1,075,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.75 bath, a little over 2,800 square feet, and a smaller lot, just 0.134 acres. That's what you're going to expect in this area, and sometimes that's what people actually prefer.
The nice thing about smaller lots is there's not a lot of maintenance that goes into it. Sometimes in your HOA, it's going to cover the front yard, and you're just going to have the backyard to worry about, which is fantastic if you're busy and just don't want to tie yourself up with a lot of house maintenance projects. This house obviously has 3-car garage, which is very convenient for your toys as well as your cars, and it's got an open concept living. So this is fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful example of what you can get in this community.
So Gig Harbor North is all about convenience, but if you're looking for something a little bit more exclusive and upscale, then we are going to take you to the next neighborhood, which is one of our favorites.
Yes, Canerwood.
Canerwood Golf Course Community.
It's one of our favorites because I think this place is stunning. It's gorgeous. It is so well prepared. Safe is obvious. It is really beautiful community every way. Got a friend of mine that lives up in this neighborhood, and it is gorgeous and stunning. And I like to visit him just for that reason.
Of course, with any gated golf course club community, you're going to have fantastic amenities, and this one is not short of them. You've got your 18-hole golf course. You've got tennis and pickleball courts. You have a swimming pool. You have a clubhouse. You have events that happen throughout the year. So this community has basically everything you need right inside. You just got to go out and shop or have all your groceries brought to you, and you can just be in this area. And of course, it's great to get to know people because you're going to be participating in all of these community events and at the community club, and that will be a great way to get to know people in the neighborhood.
People and wonderful community and wonderful people. So I think it's fantastic and quite charming. The layout of this community is a little bit larger lots, so it's planned and developed that way. That goes along with the price tag of the home, a little bit more expensive, and it is worth it, I think, if this is something that's important to you.
So let's talk about home styles and prices. The prices are going to range from about $900,000 to $3.8 million, maybe plus minus. You're going to get home styles that are more traditional as well as Northwest modern homes. And in fact, this one that we're going to show you is a beautiful example of a Northwest modern. We did a home tour specifically on this one, and you'll be able to find that if you look back through our videos, but give us the details.
Now this one sold for $1.65, and it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath home, and it is luxury at its finest. I think this is charming just the way that it's laid out, the convenience with moving from one room to the next, all the things that I'm looking for, little seclusion, wonderful ensuite on the primary. This has got it all.
Yeah, and those beautiful windows that let in all the light, and you can see all the trees that are surrounding. This one is one that we wanted to buy once we went inside.
Yeah, sometimes this is the horrible part of this job is I want to buy a lot of houses. Yes.
And this is one of them.
And this is
Canerwood obviously has that polished and private feel, but if you are looking for even more space around you, we are going to take you to the next area, which is Rosedale.
In this area, you're going to find a mix of farm properties, larger lot homes, and some wonderful waterfront houses.
While this area is more rural, you are going to find some really great amenities. One of them is Rosedale Market, and the other one is Chalet in the Woods, which is a Scandinavian boutique that's tucked in between gardens and sheep pastures. So That whole farm vibe is coming out in this area.
That's right.
And for outdoor activities, you are very close to Puget State Park, which is a fantastic park with beach access and trails.
Yeah.
You're also close to Cuts Island Park, which you have to actually take a boat to get to, which is pretty fun.
Now for shopping, got a couple things that Charity already mentioned, as well as it's a short drive to downtown, as well as North Gig Harbor for all of your other shopping necessities.
So let's talk about home styles and prices. Now, because you got some farmland, you do have the opportunity to have rustic farm houses. You have some older homes, and you do have some newer homes in this area. So there's a really good mix. And the price ranges are going to be from about $700,000 to $1.5 million. There's always those outliers in every area, but that's going to be the average. So this one, for example, sold this last year for $879,000. 3 beds, 2.5 baths, 2,684 square feet, around 1/3 of an acre. So a good little house.
Yeah, I think this has got a great open floor plan. It's got some updatings that has been done to it, but just kind of give you a good example of what you get for under $900,000. And in this community, I think that that's a fantastic deal.
If you love Rosedale's peaceful vibe, then you are also going to enjoy the next area, which has a very similar vibe. It's a little bit further south of Rosedale, and it has a lot of open space as well. And this one is called Arandale.
Now, Arandale is spacious and serene. It's got nice little windy roads, lots of trees, beautiful landscaping. It kind of makes you just feel like I could just nestle up in a forest, but there's homes around, which is fantastic.
In fact, there's not a lot of amenities in this area because it is mostly homes, but you are close to Gig Harbor Golf Course. So if golfing is important to you, this area is going to have what you need. You are also very close to the same outdoor amenities that we just mentioned, Puget State Park and Cuts Island State Park. You're also not too far away from the Cushman Trail and the golf course, as we've already mentioned.
The great thing about this is you're about 5 to 10 minutes to Uptown Gig Harbor, so all of your shopping needs are going to be there. Obviously, Gig Harbor is a huge area, so if you still need to get up to the North Gig Harbor area for your basic amenities and Costco, it's not too far away as well.
Yeah, this Uptown Gig Harbor area, I would say, is the second most amenity-rich area. There are quite a lot of shops and restaurants and things going on here, so it's great that you're not very far away in this area so that you can get everything you need.
So you might be wondering to yourself, well, what type of home should I expect in this area? And there's going to be ramblers and craftsmen, and there's going to be some variants of mix of that, as well as the prices are going to be from around the mid 700s to 2 million plus. But that's going to give you a little bit of range of what to expect.
This one sold last year for $850,000, is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a little over 2,000 square feet, and on 2 acres.
Now, I think this is amazing. Of course, you've heard me say this before. I love mid-century charm. And when you look at these photos, you're going to recognize, oh my gosh, might not have been updated, but that's okay. Who needs updates when it's this charming to begin with? So this has got all of the things. And whoever bought this, good for you. I think you got a great value and a wonderful home, of which I'm mildly jealous of.
There are quite a lot of mid-century homes in the Gig Harbor area. So if that's something that you're looking for, you're going to be able to find it here. So Arandale offers tall trees, beautiful winding roads, and a sense of space. But if you are looking primarily for waterfront, we are going to take you somewhere just on a little island called Fox Island.
All right, every time I see a home that pops up in the market in this area, it just makes me think I would like to live on an island, primarily Fox Island. This is where charm and the Northwest meet in perfection. So you're on your little island, you've got views, and you have lots of waterfront. And unfortunately, you're going to pay pretty meaningfully for that waterfront. But that's okay. It's worth it.
And this isn't an island that you have to take a ferry to or anything. It's just a short little bridge that's across the way, and you're there.
You're there with your friends and no one else.
Yeah, in fact, there's just a couple thousand people that live on the island. Surprisingly, on this little island, it has quite a few amenities, maybe because they needed to survive, but they have a post office. They also have a community center. They have a wonderful little chapel that gets used for events and also for weddings. And they have a yacht club all on this little tiny island.
It's perfect. It's idyllic Northwest.
The island is also packed with outdoor amenities, most of them having to do with the water. There's Fox Island Sand Spit, perfect for beachcombing and picnicking. And there's also the fishing pier. So if you're ready to just throw a line in the water, this is the spot that you can do that without having to have a boat. Of course, if you do have a boat, we mentioned that the yacht club is here. If you are looking for easy access to the water for your paddleboard and kayaks, then this is definitely a spot where you can get that very quickly, just just from your home.
Of course, then there's your basic necessities. You're going to be looking to go to downtown or uptown for your grocery shopping and weekly amenities.
So what kind of homes and what prices? Well, most of them are going to have water view or waterfront, and you're going to be about $800,000 to several million, depending on what you choose. And let's take a look at this one that sold in the last year. This one sold in the last year for $1.162. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath home, 2,816 square feet, and on almost a half an acre.
So who really cares about the house when you have a view like this? As you could see, the views are breathtaking. The house is charming. It does have some updates to it. Not that it's fully updated, but it is a charming home as well. And I don't know about you, but I can envision myself sitting out on that patio, looking over the water and forgetting that the world is even here because I'd be enthralled.
Yeah, it is like basically
Everything.
wide views, just everywhere you can see. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. And for that price,
I think it's a steal. Honestly, the person who bought this, that was a crushing deal. I'm giving you applause. Good job, good job, good job.
Fox Island feels like a retreat, but if you're looking for some beautiful views and also the opportunity to have more space around you, or you're not just with your own little island neighbors, then we're gonna move you right over to the Walachet area.
Now, what makes this area great is it is quiet and convenient and surrounded by trees. It is a beautiful little nestled community.
This area encompasses some other areas that you may hear of, which is Shore Acres, East Bay, and Point Fosdick. This area has some unique amenities. It actually has an airport, which is probably not something you expected, but it is not a really large airport.
No.
It's a small airport, and in fact, this airport welcomes visitors. They have community events here, including car shows and air shows and all kinds of fun things. So it makes living in this area very unique. For outdoor amenities, you have great access to the water, so boating, fishing, paddleboarding, kayaking. You are right there near Tacoma Narrows Park, which Joe can tell you.
I've caught lots of fish there. It's fantastic just from the shore.
So if you want to know how to catch fish right there, ask Joe.
And what's great about this location is you are conveniently located to uptown for all of your shopping needs, as well as there's doctor's office there and a movie theater.
Yeah, everything you need is right there. So let's take a look at what kind of homes and what prices you can expect in this area.
So the homes are going to be built in the 70s through the 90s and some newer constructions that are spattered through there as well. And the prices are going to range somewhere around mid-800s to $2 million plus. So it's a good range there if you're looking to find a home in that budget.
Now, this home in particular was built in the 1980s, but it doesn't really look like it. It's had a lot of updating done. It's on an acre. Sold for 1.2, 4-bedroom, 2.25 bath, 2,840 square feet. So a good house, and the lot is gorgeous. The good thing about houses that have been around for a long time, if people have done a good job, is you have really beautiful, lush landscaping that's had a lot of years to grow in.
Yeah, this is really, in my mind, kind of like a park-like setting. It's a very large lot. The home, I think, has been very well maintained. Whoever bought this home, great job. It's a great value. And I think it's just a beautiful lot. That's kind of typical of what you could expect to find in this community.
So the Walachet area gives you great access to nature and some amenities. But if you're looking for that quaint, true Gig Harbor feel, then you are going to want to be in the downtown Gig Harbor area.
So I have to confess, I love the downtown area of Gig Harbor. You've heard me say that in other videos. It is so charming. The harbor, the restaurants, the walkability, everything about it screams, I should live there. And perhaps it screams, you should live there as well. There's a lot of views of the water, and there are waterfront homes in the area, but a lot of it's built around the downtown area itself.
Joe mentioned some of the amenities, which include boutiques and restaurants and coffee shops, but you also have the Harbor Museum in the area, so you can get to know a little bit more about the area. As for outdoor activities, of course, you are very close to the water, so you have access to your boat if you are mooring it right there. Good place to put your kayak in and your paddleboard. You can take a gondola out in the water there. I don't know if you knew that. You can charter a boat, all kinds of amenities related to the water there.
So what type of homes might you find in this area? You're going to find some older homes for sure with views of the water, as well as new construction spattered throughout there as well. So the price range is going to be around $800,000 to $2 million plus, just depending on the size and what amenities the home has.
This one that we're showing you sold in the last year for a little over $2 million. It was built built in 1945, although you cannot tell by looking at these photos. 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths, 2,215 square feet, and it's on a smaller lot, and that's okay because everything is focused outward.
Yeah, this is really well done. Whoever did the workmanship on this, it looks fantastic, and it is oriented towards the water over the harbor and a little mountain called Mount Rainier in the background. This thing is gorgeous throughout. So once again, whoever got this home, good on you, because this is gorgeous, and I'm mildly jealous. I'm mildly jealous.
I don't know if we say we saved the best for last because all of them have been really great, but I think that's a good place to land where you could just imagine yourself sitting there looking at the water and the mountain. So there you have it. You know all there is to know about the Gig Harbor areas. It's taken you basically on a big loop around the area, and you've been able to follow along on the map so you know just where you want to land, but you may have some more questions. So we have made it easy to connect with us. You could just reach out to us on the number below, simply call us or text us, or you can email us at the email address that you find in the description. And if this video has been helpful, then keep watching because the next one is going to give you more great insight into living in the beautiful Pacific Northwest.